Yes, week 9
The number that
review.
comes after 8 is 9.
Oh, no, we're off.
Well, because
Alright.
you put the thing too far.
All right, week 9 review of the Fantasy Franchise League. All right. We're going to get into matchups because we have a lot to talk about.
Very long
today.
video.
Yeah, we're gonna try to make it as short as
Spoiler
possible. First of all, I'm very disappointed that you don't have your LeBron James jersey on this time
Why?
because I have my Chef Curry shirt on. So,
Chef Curry?
Yeah.
What's he cooking?
Oh, he's always cooking. He's always cooking.
Yeah.
All right. Bear Bashers with the 12-5 win over Alaska Glaciers. What do you have for your roto business over there?
Business. Giving you the business.
Mm-hmm.
You were the number 3 roto team for the week.
Yeah, that's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah.
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 Mm-hmm.
You were graced again by playing a bottom team, number 8.
Well, I was the number 3 team. I can't control who I play. So.
That is correct. The schedule is predetermined.
It is. It is. Yes.
Just a couple things standing out. It looks like you had a very, very good offensive week. You were number 1 in the league in average home runs, runs scored.
Yeah, it was great.
Number 2 in on-base percentage.
Mm-hmm.
You're also number 1 in RBIs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that amazing? Those 3 categories: runs, home runs, and RBIs. Let's shout out bench champions. And looks like tied for number 2 in singles. I mean, you were a beast.
Yeah.
You were probably the number 1 offensive team,
Yep.
which is surprising because you hung your hat all season on how good your pitching staff was. But anyways, that's another story, another time. Go ahead.
Yes, I would say my pitching was adequate. I mean, I had a 113 whip. That's not bad. Right?
Third best.
Yeah.
Fourth.
Yeah.
Third, fourth.
Yeah. So I mean, my ERA was 3.72. That's not hot. That's not good.
Scary. That's scary.
But if you have a 113 whip, your ERA shouldn't be that high. I wouldn't think. So it's just one of those weird things. And I had 96 strikeouts. That's got to be up in there.
Number 2.
Number
for the
2.
week.
Yeah.
That's the only category you were in the top half of the league in, aside from your ERA and whip stats. Did you?
Yeah. As far as Alaska Glaciers go, he did make a run on the weekend to get his offense back a little bit.
Too little, too late, though.
But yeah, it was. I mean, there really weren't a ton of close categories offensively because it was just too good of an offensive week for me. But I did notice, and we talked about this, that Alaska Glaciers had some roster issues because he just had too many guys in the DL.
He's too many DL guys.
Yeah.
He's dealing with the lack of an internet right now, which is also hurting him, and his love for holding on to guys, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know it's only week 9, as some people in the league would say, but you can afford to lose. My philosophy is you can afford to lose. You can't afford to get blown out.
Yeah.
And I just don't know why people don't understand that, or why some people just want to dismiss it. It's only 1 week. No, that's a big loss in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, but 12-5 loss is not good.
Right. It's okay to lose 9-8, 9-7. Like, that's okay. You're not losing a lot of ground. But when you're losing 12-5, 13-4, like, you're not good.
Yeah. But let's talk about the positives. And the positives is that Bear Bashers has a 5-game winning streak, 5 weeks in a row, and 7 out of 8. 7 out of 8. After losing week 1
To who?
to 5 Swords. What's that funny? I don't know why that's funny. You're the one laughing, see? But I'm the mean guy to 5 Swords. Whatever. Next matchup. Team V with the 11-6 drubbing of the father, Zips.
You're welcome.
It seems like there's some close categories here. Zips had a pretty decent offensive week. 293.
Won a lot of offensive
14,
categories on Sunday.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 offensive wins. That's pretty good. His pitching wasn't good, not that it really would have mattered because your pitching was off the charts.
Yeah, the best staff.
Yeah.
Roto-wise for the week.
Right.
Easily.
So, yeah, because there were 0 pitching categories won from Zips. So, Team V's pitching Yep. What was the story?
Number one roto team for the week, but because of the pitching.
Mhm.
And I'll give you, next week will be my week, since this week is his week with his Bustin' Sleepers. I will give you roto for half the season updates on some things. I'm pretty sure that pitching total of 84 could be one of the highest that we've had for a pitching roto for the week.
Wow. So would you call Zips unfortunate for the week that he played you?
Yeah, he was number 4.
He was number 4 overall?
He was number 4 roto. When I was doing my totals, I've never seen, I mean, normally we have like tops and then the bottoms, but there's only really 3 or 4 teams that excelled this week, and everybody else was pretty mediocre, roto-wise. Yes, he was unlucky because he played the number 1, so there was only 2 other teams, or 3 other teams, really, that could have beat him this week. And
Well, let me ask you this, sort of on the same token. There was a text on Sunday about offense being so far down. Did it seem like it was a down offensive week? Or was it just because Ben's Champions had a bad offensive week, and that's why he was complaining? Because
I can't, like I said in either last video or the video before that, batting averages are atrocious, league-wide.
But see, yeah, I don't think that has anything to do with juiced balls. I think it's because everybody's trying to hit home runs.
Right.
Do you agree with that? Because I don't think home runs are way down.
I think averages are way down.
Yeah.
I think stolen bases are way down.
Right.
And I'm going to go with runs.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I don't know. Nobody said anything, but I think it was because it was a late text from Ben. Everybody was already sleeping.
I mean, there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 teams hit double-digit home runs for the
Yeah.
week. I mean, is that...
Yeah. I mean, this isn't small ball era reformed here. You know, this isn't 2011 or
But I will
whatever
tell you
it was.
this, conversely, you know, even though all those teams had double digits in home runs, I mean, RBIs for the week, 29,
But see,
25,
that goes back to everybody's trying to hit home runs.
31, yeah.
You know what I mean? They're
So
not.
nobody's on base.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't think it's a ball issue. I don't. Anyway, next matchup, Ben's Champions continues the surge up the standings, all the way up to 3rd now, with a 13-4 drubbing of All Rise. All Rise is fading fast, huh?
Number 2 against number 7, roto-wise, for the week.
Well, there again, you can say that you're fortunate that you're playing teams that are bad, but you're still performing at a high rate, so you should get a decent win if these things happen, right?
Okay, but let's say put him up against Zips. Put him up against you.
Yeah, we would have close matchups. I'm sure.
Put him up against. That's what I'm saying. Put him up against.
There's only 4 teams that were good. You just said it.
Put him up. Yeah, but these are all teams that were below him though, roto-wise. I'm just saying, like, when you get the bottom 3, bottom 4, your score. That's what you should do. That's what you should do.
I will say this. Looking this,
He will say
I
this.
will,
He's the one talking.
close. There's a lot of close categories. Did you see that?
No, I don't pay attention to anybody else's matchup.
Well, no, but I didn't know if when you were doing your roto.
I'm just doing totals.
Just doing totals. Yeah.
doing totals.
Because I mean, like Ben's Champions 13-12 with the home run win. RBI's 37-31. These are
Doubles 16-14.
Yeah, it's a lot of close categories. Even average 266 to 256.
Well, I was going to tell you. I mean, as far as the offensive totals go, he was 54, which was. He was probably 4. I mean, he was middle of the pack offensively.
Ben's Champions?
Yes, Ben's Champions with those numbers.
Yeah. Pitching wasn't as close, that's for sure.
Here's one for you. Who was number 1 offensively for the week?
I thought it was me.
Okay. Who's number 2?
Have we talked about them yet?
Yes, we have.
Who? I don't know.
It would be Zips.
Oh, okay. All right, interesting.
But that's what I'm saying. You play other people, you get different results. But that's okay.
The pitching for All Rise still cost him because he did win 1, 2, 3 of the pitching categories. But if you're going to play Ben's Champions, you got to win more than 3 of the pitching
Ben's
categories.
Champions roto-wise outperformed him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he did. So
See, now, this is what I'm talking about. So if I look at the roto stats for pitching, everybody had a mediocre pitching week because the numbers are dispersed throughout everybody, with the exception of myself and 99-22. I mean, everybody else was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go, though. It's pitching isn't as dominant as would led to have believed by our text thread that says the offense is way down. I don't think it is.
It is on my team.
Well, maybe that's just a you problem. Let's see here. Cobra Kai with the 10-8 win over 5 Swords.
Number 6 against number 9.
Yeah, I would say Cobra Kai is the fortunate one in this situation because his pitching staff's pretty bad.
Yeah.
So if you have when you have a 4.64 ERA and
He
a
had the
133
worst
whip,
pitching staff for the week.
and he still ends up with a 10-8 win, so he should be.
I'm curious how
excited about
close
that.
the offensive categories were.
Not very close. 5 Swords offense.
Doubles.
Yeah.
Doubles by 2. 5 home runs by 5 Swords.
Yeah.
22 RBIs.
It was a down week for 5 Swords offensively for sure. That would probably be like 79. In that
He
range.
was the worst.
Oh, was it the worst?
He was the worst.
Worst offense, yeah. So that would be very. See, there you go. This would be a very fortunate week for Cobra Kai then.
Yes.
Yes, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the wins, 8 of the points were offensively.
Yes.
Because he played the worst offense.
Correct.
So,
Correct.
So yes, very.
He's using rotostats.
Well, I have to because that's all you're going to talk about. Next matchup. 66-44.
Well, hold on. So
What?
overall, are you impressed or not impressed then with the win?
Am I supposed to be? His pitching was really bad, yet he still won.
Okay.
I would look at his offense and say that's a probably what is that, like the 4th best offense, something like that for Cobra Kai?
3rd.
3rd best.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Slightly.
yeah.
So here's a very, very slightly ahead of Ben's Champions offense for the week. If you're looking for a comparison.
Okay. Yeah, see, it seems like Ben's Champions was just complaining about the offense because his team didn't have another good offensive week.
Correct.
Which was 2 weeks in a row, by the way.
Oh, it's been going on.
Maybe
for-
3 weeks.
Yeah, it's been going on.
Yeah. Okay. And then the last matchup, 66-44 with the
I
third.
do want to give one more thing.
Why can't I just get to the last matchup?
Hold on. I think this was a golden opportunity for 5 Swords and didn't come through.
What, because Cobra Kai performed so poorly in the pitching?
Just in general, the Cobra Kai's been down.
Yeah.
And if you're trying to make a turnaround from being in dead last, this should have been the week to do it. I'm not saying blowout, but at least some momentum, at least maybe a 10-8 win or a 9-7 win.
But see, talking about the roto stats, 5 Swords strength is not his pitching. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And
Okay, so his strength is offense, and it didn't come through. How many times did he change his lineup? How many times did he put different guys in?
he was making moves. I'm not saying they were great moves, but there were moves that were made.
There he is. There he is. He's back. Get to your last matchup.
Oh my gosh, this is embarrassing. Sorry. 13-6 win, 66-44 over Team Joe Boo.
I was actually going to lead you into this.
Gosh.
I was actually going to lead you into this and saying if I told you that I would be disappointed if I was 22.99 with only getting 13 points and giving up 6 in this matchup.
He hit 226 and won. That's got to be a record. That has never happened before.
That's because he played the guy that had the worst batting average for the week.
Ugh, man. Well, Team Joe Boo was the worst roto team by far.
Oh, yes.
It's not even close.
He might have set. Actually, I'm gonna have to look this up. He might have set a new record in the roto stats for the worst offense for the week with a point total of 14. He was either last or next to last in every offensive category.
Yeah. But then his pitching, 147 total bases allowed. That's crazy.
He did not have the worst pitching staff.
But see,
teams like Alaska
skewed because he threw so many innings.
But he had so many total bases, so obviously his guys weren't pitching well.
Yeah, but
So that should blow up his ERA.
he's second in strikeouts though, and that's
Third.
Well,
Third in strikeouts. We just talked about that. You
Yeah.
were second and I was first.
and you don't count complete games, do you?
No.
Okay, because he did get a complete
That
game.
and that helps. That gets him another extra
Yeah.
point. He was all right. So he was middle of the road in wins. He was dead last in losses. He was third in quality starts. Worst in total bases.
So many starts.
Third in strikeouts.
Hmm.
Third in saves. Now there's a big one that you didn't talk about.
Yeah, if you have 7 saves, you should win for the week. He
Third in
didn't.
saves.
He lost.
Number one in holds.
Yeah, 5 holds. Yeah.
And bottom in ERA and WHIP. So yes, total
Yeah.
bases. The fact that the total bases that reflects that his ERA and his WHIP were bad.
Yeah.
And he was number one in losses. So yeah, that's what's going to happen when you churn.
So
But
you're-
his bullpen. So I would say, looking at that his bullpen is what saved him.
Yeah, his bullpen was strong.
Which is surprising because normally you would think 99-44 would have a better,
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah, but yeah, if I was 66-44, I'd be mad at my offense because I feel like if I had a better offense, I would have. Well, the only category he didn't win was doubles. That's crazy. So how bad was his pitching staff? See, that just shows you though that you can out churn somebody else because he had like 66-44 had a 2.60 ERA and a 1.05 WHIP, and he still lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 categories
Well, because of the churning.
because of the churning.
So if you're churning, you're trying to win what?
Wins.
Okay, did you win that?
Yes.
Okay, strikeouts.
Yes.
Okay, quality starts.
Yes. And yeah, he lost total bases, but
But that doesn't
Doesn't
matter
matter.
because he's churning.
yeah. Because he already knew he was losing ERA and WHIP anyway.
Correct.
So honestly, if you're 66-44, you could not have done better than this. So you can't be disappointed. Because, I mean, unless you're going to churn.
Well,
them.
but here's the thing. So he had an ERA at 2.8 and a WHIP of 1.05. I would expect to have more wins than 2.
Yeah.
So I would be upset with that.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of what Team Joe Boo was doing churning wise, I'd expect to have more than 2 wins.
Yeah,
with an ERA and a WHIP like that.
Yeah. That's just some.
Because I mean, look at the quality starts.
Right.
So 4 quality starts, but yet 2 of those quality starts weren't wins.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the only bad luck of the team
And a
there.
complete game. So I mean,
Yeah,
right
yeah,
there's 2
complete game,
points.
yeah.
2 points. I mean, that easily could have been 15-4.
Yeah. So those were the matchups for this week.
Not anything close or exciting. Well, I mean, maybe if you're a Cobra Kai or 5 Swords, because your
Yeah.
matchup was close.
Do you think
but-
5 Swords was excited that he didn't get blown out?
See? There he goes.
He set me up with that.
There he
Oh, that was a
goes.
volleyball one, you know.
Oh, I'm going to get critiqued by Team Joe Boo for your
Yeah,
spike form.
yeah, I know. Were there any records?
There was one record.
Oh, there is a record this time.
There was one record.
There is a record. Very exciting. Okay, we do have one record. Just one. What is that record?
Earned run average best.
Best earned run average would
Single
be
week all time.
would be Team B.
1.49 ERA.
That's pretty amazing.
Thank you.
So Team V wins the ERA championship.
Do I get a flag? Do I get a flag for that?
I don't have one on me. I'm
I can
sorry.
fly it forever.
You could fly it for a while until it gets broken again. Ooh. I don't know who would break that, but so yeah, that was the only record of the week. We do have 3 trades to talk about. 3 of them.
Yes.
First of all, we've got the 5 Swords
All rise.
and All Rise trade.
Pitcher for shortstop.
Pitcher for shortstop.
Sean Newcomb going to 5 Swords for Trevor Story.
I have no issues with this trade at all.
I think it
Either
helps
way.
both teams.
Yeah. Some trades can be even, right? These things can happen.
Well, now, who would you rather have?
Who would I rather have today?
Yeah. No,
Um,
yesterday. Who would you rather have yesterday?
Again, me personally, I'd rather have Story, but that doesn't mean that anybody else would.
No, I'd rather have Newcomb.
I know you. It depends. But see, just think about what you just said. I'd rather have Newcomb, but your pitching's perfectly fine. Why would you want Newcomb?
Well, he would replace Boyd
Oh, is Boyd really playing that much for you?
for the last 5 weeks.
That's amazing that you're. That just shows you how good your other 5 pitchers are, because Boyd hasn't been very good.
Been solid, consistent.
He didn't pitch that great
Yesterday,
Sunday.
no, yesterday was one of his.
Yeah, I was gonna
best
say,
starts.
yeah.
That was one of his worst starts.
Okay.
I was teetering on whether to throw him or not, but Bob was throwing all his starters, so,
Right.
which means my ERA would have been even lower.
Yeah, but anyway, we kind of got off kilter there. The
We always
trade
talk
is-
about ourselves.
So
Sorry.
the trade itself, I believe it is an even trade. If you need offense, you get the offensive shortstop. If you need pitching, you get the pitcher. I'm a little concerned about Atlanta pitching, because I feel like the hotter it gets and the farther we get into better weather, and it could even be worse to pitch there, you know? So
Right.
we'll see. We'll see. But-
Second trade also involved 5 swords. There's a theme going on here. 5 swords trades away Miguel Sano and Sony Gray. Notice I said Sony. That's how it's spelled.
Yeah.
For Kyle Hendricks and Fernando Romero.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that trade?
I'm torn. I'm glad he got rid of Sano. And I'm glad that he traded him back to Ben's Champions. That's really the only. Let's be honest. Do you agree with this statement? Ben's Champions is the only team that would have taken Miguel Sano.
Yes.
Okay, so he made the right decision there. What I didn't like was the second guy.
Yeah.
I felt like that wasn't enough value for what you were giving up. Plus, you gave back a pitcher. I mean, let's be honest. Do you think Fernando Romero? Is still going to be pitching by the end of the year, or in the Twins rotation?
No.
I don't either.
But that said, believe it or not, I'm not sure if Sonny Gray is going to be in the Yankee rotation. He's been
Okay,
that
but
bad.
forget about that. Forget about
Well,
that.
why?
Because
You could say they're a wash.
but it doesn't need to be a wash. So, okay, so then you're saying you would trade Kyle Hendricks for Miguel Sano?
Depends on the roster makeup of my team, I would say. I'm surprised Ben's Champions traded away Hendricks because of his pitching woes. That surprised me.
He doesn't care about pitching.
I know he doesn't.
And
but
then
you get
because
to a
he-
point where he's going to have to.
But because he doesn't care about pitching, I would have gone after a better pitcher. And you disagree with me.
A
I
better
will-
pitcher from Ben's Champions?
Yes. Remember I said Waka, and you said there's no way he's giving that
He
up.
wouldn't have traded Walker, and that's before the no-hitter. We had that conversation
Right.
before he had a no-hitter yesterday.
Right. I said
So-
Waka, or you at least got to go after somebody else that's on that roster other than the farm guy. Whether it be Garrett Richards, Trevor Cahill, Porcello. At least Porcello's going to get you wins.
Yeah.
I mean,
guess.
like anybody but a guy who's not, because all these guys are still going to be pitching.
I don't know. It would. We'd have to actually sit down Ben's Champions and talk to him and ask him what pitchers he would have traded, because I don't think.
Guarantee he would have traded Musgrove.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He would have traded Musgrove. I don't care about that. Do you care about
I
that?
think Porcello.
You think he would have traded Porcello?
I'm pissed that he picked up Musgrove. I kept Musgrove on my DL for half the season. I think that's a great spot for him to pitch.
You would think, but I don't know. For some reason this year, Pittsburgh's pitching hasn't been as great as it usually is.
I'm even going to go this far. I would rather have anybody on his pitching staff other than Eduardo Rodriguez over the second guy he got with Hendricks.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with that. I just don't think Ben's would have. I don't think he would have traded them though.
I think he would have.
I think he would have traded Cahill for sure. But other than that, I don't know if the other guys he would have.
We'll never know unless he answers it.
Yeah, maybe he will in a text thread or something. So yeah, that was the second trade. I don't know. I don't think it was that bad of a trade. I don't. So what is
There's
the
one more.
last trade?
It happened on Sunday.
Oh, the Sunday night trade. I mean, we'll talk about it now. It was close enough because all the games were over. It's actually not in my league transactions because it hasn't been approved yet.
That is correct.
So you go ahead and read it out there.
It is. Oops, that's not going to be the right thing. There it is. It's a big one. I think this is a big trade for Alaska Glaciers. And I think that this, although he did get, we'll see. We'll see what you think here. I'll ask you first.
Yeah.
Carlos Carrasco,
Yeah.
Charlie Blackmon are going to Alaska Glaciers
Yeah.
for the superstar, the stud, the phenomenon, Acuna.
You're kidding me. Someone traded Acuna? The second coming of Bryce Harper and Mike Trout?
Again.
How can that be?
He got traded again.
They got traded again?
Again.
Why? Why would anybody trade the franchise future? I don't understand.
And Justin Upton.
Yeah, actually,
That's a great throw-in.
Yeah, the Upton is the more impressive part of that because you know that there's going to be a time where Upton goes off somewhere. It'll happen, and so I mean, I don't know. It's tough for me because I feel like
here's the problem. Carrasco's been terrible lately.
He's been bipolar though. It's not been a terrible every single start kind of thing. He's had 2 bad starts in a row. I will give you that. But like before those 2 bad starts, he had an amazing start. So it's iffy on his. He seems like he has some really good numbers at times. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you don't really know what you're getting there.
He's always, and again, this is I think another trade, just like the Miguel Sano trade, where someone played into a like of someone else to get what they wanted. And Alaska Glaciers has always been a big Carlos Carrasco guy.
Yeah.
So
and Charlie Blackmon's still been fine. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, he's not been bad.
Very interesting that if you're, I'm sure you're aware of this because you watch all the baseball games. That Blackmon has moved down into the 2-hole now.
Yeah, I did see that.
Interesting.
But I don't think that's any issue. I don't think it's a fantasy issue in any way, shape, or form.
But obviously the big fish in the deal is Acuna. Yes, there was a prospect in the trade, and it was Keller being sent, but we don't care about that. That means nothing to us. But we'll mention it. Anyways, thoughts on Acuna, and also what is your thoughts on Cobra Kai now?
Well, it's funny because I don't know. I kind of feel like Acuna's is kind of a comp to Upton.
Really?
Do you think that's wrong?
I don't know what to think of Acuna yet.
Is this too small of a sample size
for me? Yes.
Because I don't think he's bad, but I'm not sure if he's going to be superstar status.
I love the ballpark. I don't know. I think he could be. I think the Braves have a very, very. I mean, the Braves could be scary with the talent they have. They don't screw it up. Let me put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
They don't screw it up.
Yeah.
I just question a move like that. Cobra Kai is sitting tied with. See, that's interesting. You have 5th and 6th place teams that just made a trade with each other.
Yeah.
You have 66-44 who's been kind of hot, who's been kind of unlucky all season with the roto stats.
Yeah.
You think Zips is out of it. So I'm going to say right now,
he's close.
He's
Zips
not
completely out of it.
And All Rise?
No, I think Zips and All Rise are in the same boat right now. They're not out of it. They're teetering.
Okay.
But they're not out of it. No.
So I think Cobra Kai makes this trade. He gets younger. He gets better for next year. He's still rebuilding, even though he says he's not. And he knows that he's still going to make the playoffs, and anything can happen.
Yeah, it's possible.
We'll see. He still has a couple other guys that he's trying to sell away. I still want Greinke.
Yeah, I mean, look, Acuna's good. It's not like he's terrible. So if he comes back and is fine after the DL stint, I don't know. I mean, and if Upton goes off, it's a good trade. I question because.
But he got rid of Carrasco.
I know, and now I know Carrasco's been pretty bad though.
Yes.
So it was probably easy for him to go away. But what's happening is that the pitching that was so good early in the year is now fading and getting worse. And I don't know if there's a light at the end of the tunnel for that to get any better. Do you know what I mean with Cobra Kai? And that might be the downfall for him to I don't know. Is it possible for him not to make the playoffs? You don't think it is? It's gonna be.
You're talking about either. Well, yeah, I do think it is possible. 66-44. I think 66-44 could easily get into the 6.
Yeah. Yeah, but I also think Team Jobu could just completely fall out of everything.
Yeah. Wow. Team Jobu.
You don't think he could?
If he keeps going to Puerto Rico and doesn't do anything. By the way, he dropped Jose Iglesias already.
Yeah.
For Daniel Descalso.
Oh. See, I actually liked Jose Iglesias. Like I said that to him on the phone, that I liked the pickup, but I guess it was just a Monday doubleheader pickup because there's only 4 games today.
Yes.
So 4 games on Monday as we film this. Yes.
Monday.
All right. Well, those were the trades. So now we are going to go into the sleepers and busts that we
Special
predicted.
segment.
Special segment.
We'll take a pause. We'll let the
Yep.
viewers guess.
Well, all you had to do is watch the video if you wanted.
They didn't, though.
No,
They didn't go back and rewatch
no,
it.
they wouldn't have.
Okay,
Yeah.
so your guess is, who do you think was right, and or do you think we were successful? Because, we get critiqued by someone on the text thread that says we never make predictions, we never go out of our way.
Mm-hmm.
So we did.
I do all the time. I know you don't, but I do. So
That's
I mean-
why you have no credibility, because you're terrible. Anyways,
if you say so.
how are the Pirates doing right now?
How are the Pirates doing right now?
All right, we'll leave it on that. We'll be back.
Hot topic. All right.
All rise.
Here,
Just kidding. Sit down. Sit down.
there are the predictions of the sleepers and busts. I do have some sad news. Team V won the prediction battle. It was close. It was close, but
Well, yeah, I made more predictions.
15 of 28 total predictions were correct from Team V, and myself was 12 of 24, so I was 50%.
50%. That's good.
50%. So
Flip a coin with you.
flip a coin, flip a coin, flip a coin.
So instead of going over every single one,
Yeah, because there's a lot.
obviously. So what we're gonna do is we'll brag.
Yeah.
So we're gonna brag first.
Okay.
The ones that we were most proud of and said, we told you guys these guys were going to be good.
We had a couple that were we both picked the same guy. We both picked Hoskins as a bust, and that was definitely correct.
Yes.
There's no doubt about that. Let's see some other. We both picked Soler as a sleeper.
Yes.
Yes, we were both right on that. I'll give you.
What about you? Your proudest one that you're like, I said this and everybody else said I was crazy for thinking this guy was gonna break out.
I think Charlie Morton. I mean, he's 7-1. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that people didn't think he was going to be good. I think people thought that he'd get hurt, and he hasn't.
Right.
You know, I think that's what it is. But I think,
Or they didn't think he'd be able to keep this up.
yeah, because I had Charlie Morton as a sleeper, and he definitely could be classified as a sleeper. And I think the other one that I definitely was a slam dunk sleeper is Kemp. I mean, he leads the league in hitting.
You were the only guy that was all over the Kemp.
Yeah.
And yet you still weren't able to hold on to him in the offseason.
I-
Or acquire him.
I believed in the reports that the Dodgers weren't going to give him a chance. Kemp wasn't that bad last year.
No.
He really wasn't.
Then why would you believe that he wasn't going to make the roster?
I don't know. That's because that's what everybody said. Didn't have a choice.
So for me, bragging,
Yeah.
Haniger was on my list
As a sleeper.
as
yes.
a sleeper.
Mm-hmm.
Wilson Ramos.
As a sleeper, yeah. And I think the best sleeper for you is probably Mazzaro. Don't you think?
No, I was actually surprised that you thought he wasn't going to be good.
I didn't think he'd be that good.
Actually, what about Bogarts?
Yeah, I mean,
There are a lot of people saying that what you saw last year is really what he is supposed to be, and
Really?
he's too good of a hitter.
see, I didn't believe that. So, I mean, yeah. I
Okay.
mean,
Embarrassing ones for yourself. Well, how about this? We both thought Kinsler was going to break out,
yeah,
being in that lineup.
we did.
Um,
It's completely wrong. For me, the biggest one's Buxton. You were all over that. You had him as a sleeper.
no, I had him as a bust.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you had him as a bust. Yeah, he was correct. But honestly, I just wonder if he can't stay healthy. I think that has something to do with it. You think that's just an
I just
excuse?
think he's overhyped.
You
He
think
doesn't
he's
do anything
overhyped?
great but run.
Yeah.
That's all he can do is run.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty embarrassing. And
I thought Trey Mancini would break out.
Yeah.
But I forgot that he played for the Orioles.
Yeah. I think he's just in a dumpster fire that's just he can't control.
You thought Whit Merrifield was a bust.
I did.
But I also thought Encarnacion was finally going to show his age, and apparently not.
No. I think the worst one for you is Korea. You had Korea as a bust, and that's definitely not true. That would be the one I'd pick worst.
Well, I thought the Astros would be down in general because I had Korea and Springer on my bust list. Although I will say Springer has not been doing great.
No, he hasn't been doing great.
But he's not bust.
He's
bust
not
worthy.
bust worthy
Right.
now.
Right.
No.
Trying to see if there's anybody else.
I pretty much nailed Stanton.
We both nailed Bellinger.
Oh yeah, we both nailed Bellinger, but that's sort of a given. It's kind of like beating a dead horse at this point.
Apparently not. If everybody keeps trading for him.
I don't know. I think some people just get caught up on what happened and they say, "Oh, he hit 35 home runs last."
So I'm surprised you're not bragging about your Kershaw prediction.
Well, basically, what I said he's going to be good as long as he's starting, but I said that he was going to be hurt, and I said that the over under that I would say is 23 starts. I don't think he's going to make 23 starts, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to be right on that. That's why I called him a bust, because when he's out there, he's perfectly fine.
Correct.
It's just that he can't stay on the field at this juncture of his career. I think what he actually needs is surgery, and I think it could fix him. It's not great for you right now, but I think that he can get back to there because he's having the same back issue.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's the same reoccurring issue, and I think it needs surgery to correct itself. But anyway, so it was a nice little mid-season exercise.
We will review it again at the end of the season.
Yeah, that's true.
These guys could.
Some of these could change because
we did have a couple that we debated on whether or not we called it a sleeper or a bust.
Yeah.
Guys like Gardner, Schwarber,
Bregman,
Matt
Olson, who's really going off recently. These are guys that you have to wait until the end of the year to see if they're.
And some of these guys that we deem bust now, like maybe Kinsler has a humongous second half.
He could. He had a great last week. He's kind of.
And you can go the other way too. Maybe some of these guys will not be as good, and we'll have to change our decisions.
Oh, you mean like Javier Baez? You mean?
Called it.
Well, yeah, you called it. You called him as a sleeper, and he was. But there again, the last month he's been non-existent again. I think that's who he is. But all right, well that's that. So
that's that.
That is that. So now I guess
I just did a Thanos.
Before we go into the power rankings, do you want to do the matchups for next week?
Sure, that sounds
right.
exciting.
It is.
Didn't you get an email?
I did get an email. Not an email, but it's more of a, let's see, a special from Ben's Champions.
Hooray!
First of all, he called me Jaden. I'm not sure who Jaden is. Everybody keeps calling me this Jaden person. I don't know who this is. Jaden, not sure if you want to include it, but I have predictions for this week in the franchise league. So he predicts Matt over Team V over Alaska Glaciers, 10-7.
He really went out on a limb there.
All Rise over Jobu, 12-7.
No, that's a shocker.
Yeah. Bait Bashers. I don't know who Bait Bashers is. Bait Bashers with the 9-8 win over Five Swords. This whole time I thought I was playing Five Swords, but apparently I'm not.
Well, I'd be insulted by that score.
I am insulted.
Wow.
Cobra with a 10-8 win over 66-44, which was very interesting.
That's bizarre.
I know. And then he follows that up and says, I will not include my score out of respect for my opponent.
Why?
We
talk about...
I know. And I said, okay, I will include this, thanks. But unfortunately, that did not shut him up. He continued to talk. I actually put some thought into it and researched the matchups, he says. Matchup 1, offense is even, but Team V has too many good pitchers going twice against All Rise. No, not against All Rise. Twice against Alaska Glaciers.
Yes.
So he thinks that you will be better than him in the pitching category, which is sort of a given. So that would be the 10-7 win that he projects.
It's like me walking outside and saying, "Oh, the sun's out."
All Rise thinks his offense and pitching will blitz Team Jobu unexpectedly.
It's not unexpected if Team Joe Boo doesn't know what's happening. If he doesn't care what's happening.
We'll talk about it on our own then later on. Bashers, I think that this will be closer with Five Swords because not a fan of the pitching matchups that Bear Mashers has.
Bear Mashers.
Yes. And Cobra, think the teams are equal. Cobra Kai and 6644, but Jessen has a lot of off days.
6644.
Oh, but 6644 has a lot of off days for lineup, and Cobra Kai's pitching will carry him past. Now, the issue I have with that is that everybody has a lot of off days because there's 4 games today.
Yeah.
So.
Well, but maybe what he's implying is, and this I know that I'll say this because I know that this ruffles 6644's feathers. What he's implying is that Cobra Kai is going to be more active during the week with his lineup actually checking it and not setting it and forgetting it.
Ooh.
That's what Ben's Champions is implying. By the way, 6644 hates that.
Oh, does he?
He hates that.
And he actually does give a little paragraph about his own matchup.
Oh, God.
All I will say is that the score is already half done.
By the way, as we speak, Cobra Kai has made another transaction. Come on, 6644. He's outmaneuvering you already.
The score is already half done between Ben's Champions and Zips because of lineups and roster constructs. We are only fighting for 6 or 7 categories. And that's because Zips has a bunch of holds guys. Ben's Champions is not going to play with that.
Correct.
And obviously if he gets a save, that's over too.
Well, he's probably referring to today where Ben's Champions has...
Does he have a lot going on today?
No, actually only has 4 hitters.
See? Yeah, there's only 4 games today.
Now, he does have 2 doubleheader guys. Wonder if you actually looked at this. Zips has 5 hitters today.
Mm-hmm.
And a starting pitcher.
Yeah.
And 2 holds guys.
Yeah.
But they both pitch for the same team.
Right.
See, I don't like that. I think that's a bad strategy.
Okay, so that said, that was Ben's Champions take on it.
Thank you, Ben's Champions.
So let's see. Let's go to what we've got here. Okay. Bear Bashers and Five Swords. That matchup for this week, I find it interesting that Five Swords, and it's just a freak thing, has 7 starting pitchers on tomorrow. So
which is not good.
It's not good for him because he can't start 2 of them. He doesn't have relief pitcher eligibility for them, so he's got to pick 2 pitchers he cannot pitch.
We've already started to discuss it.
What do you mean we've? What are you doing? Did you already talk to him about it?
No.
This is collusion right there. This is ridiculous.
It's just conversation.
See, this is what I have to deal with all the time.
Just conversation.
Yeah, right.
Do you want to know another secret?
What?
I'll wait till the end of the video. Go ahead.
Anyway, so he's Five Swords will get what?
Nothing.
Well, they can't hear you. If I can't hear you and I'm sitting right beside
You can
you,
read my lips.
nobody's watching. Everybody's just listening. Nobody watches. Nobody wants to look at our ugly mugs the whole time. I don't like point at me. Anyway, this I notoriously perform very poorly against Five Swords.
So he's already starting the excuses for underperforming.
So I'm predicting a 10-7 win for me.
I'm gonna go 12-5.
12-5.
Bear Bashers.
Oh, you still think I'm gonna be able to?
He's terrible.
Okay. All right. But see, I'm the mean one.
No, well, if all his guys are pitching Tuesday, that means all his guys are 1-star starters.
He has 2. I think he has 2 guys who are pitching
on
Sunday or something like that. Right. So then the next matchup, Alaska Glaciers and D. After playing Alaska Glaciers and knowing he has all these DL issues, I think you're going to beat him pretty good.
I think it's gonna be 9-8.
Oh no. I'm going with an 11-6.
Wow.
11-6 win, Team V. Because your pitching's still much better than his. Obviously, your pitching's better than everybody's right now. What are you looking at me like that for? Your pitching's not better than everybody else's right now? No.
This is the one staff that I fear.
Oh well, he still lost a lot of pitching categories to me.
Categories that don't have any stats.
I don't know. It's just force of habit. Next matchup: Team Joe Boo against All Rise. These are 2 teams who really could use some wins.
This is a big matchup. I dubbed this the most important matchup of.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, this is the second most important matchup. I think this is the second most important matchup of the week.
I think because of all the doubleheader, the Yankee doubleheader that's today, I think that All Rise is going to have a win. Like I think he's going to but it's going to be close. I think it's going to be like a 9-8 win. Because on a day, you know, the doubleheaders today is very important because there's so few games.
Correct.
You know what I mean? I mean, if he gets 10 at bats at a Judge in a doubleheader, that's a big deal. You know.
Not if it's 0 for 10.
Well, yeah, but
he's got Judge. Well, but see here, do you think Sanchez is going to play both games?
Probably not. He could, however, DH in one of those games.
Well, I was going to say it is a day and a night doubleheader. It's not a straight back-to-back.
Okay.
So potentially, if he gets that 3 or 4 hour break in between, I could see him
play. He won't catch both games, but he could definitely DH in one of them.
Sleeper that the Yankees activated Clint Frazier for the doubleheader.
Did they? I didn't know that.
All Rise, you got to put him in your lineup just in case he plays. It's not going to hurt you to not put him in.
When did they activate him? Was it today though? He wouldn't have known that if it was today.
Could have, possibly.
Yeah, I'm not going to fault him for that because I didn't hear that. I think it must have been this morning.
He has a holds guy going today in the doubleheader, which is good, but it's for no, he has a closer. Sorry, closer. But that means Detroit has to win a game.
Yeah.
But he does have Teheran pitching at San Diego tonight too. So interesting.
Okay. This matchup's interesting because I feel like the last 2 weeks Zips has been pretty good.
His offense is getting better.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like Ben's Champions offense has not been very great. It's been sort of middle of the road the last few weeks. Would you agree?
Yes.
Yes. So I still think Ben's Champions has the better team, but I think it's going to be a close matchup. So I'm going we'll go 10-8. Ben's Champions with the win.
Yeah, I would see that just because of the constructs of the team.
Right. This, however, I completely disagree with Ben's Champions because I feel like
I think this is the matchup of the week.
It is. Well, you said there was a matchup of the week earlier.
No, I changed it.
You changed it.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I said I thought it was the most important, and then I looked and saw that one, and I said no. It's
66-44 needs a big win.
This is a big win. This is a big matchup.
And
to climb in the standings.
If you look at the way it's going, I think he can get it. Cobra Kai had no business winning 10-8.
Cobra Kai is not trying to win.
Well, then I'm going 66-44 with the 11-5 win.
Wow.
That's what I'm doing.
I'm going to keep it a little closer and say 10-8.
I don't like Cobra Kai's pitching right now.
I agree, but I don't think I'm going to slightly agree with Ben's Champions. It's not that I don't think 66-44 pays enough attention to his team. Mm-hmm. You'll agree with this statement. I don't think 66-44 has the balls during a matchup like this to do something drastic to try and make his score a blowout.
Right.
And I'm sitting, you know what I mean? Like, I could see him being up 10-8 and being close in a couple categories he's losing.
Right.
I don't see him making that big move to try and go for it, to change that score to 12-6.
Right.
That's what I think.
Gotcha.
Not saying he doesn't manage his team. He does. Yeah. But I don't think he will do something like that in week 10.
Right. All right. Well, that was our detailed matchup review. Now we'll get into power rankings. And now, time for the power rankings. Who is your number 6 team? Team Zips, number 6. Okay, I can see that.
I think and this is a prediction ranking. Jumping the gun.
Yeah.
I think he's trending up.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
The other thing I struggled with is there are so many of you that are so bad right now. Like, I asked can I just not do 6 because I don't even think I should do 6. That's how bad I think. I really think there's a separation right now. I really think there's 3 of us and then the other 7.
Well, the way you have Zips at 6, does that mean that you think Zips is making the playoffs?
No, I just think he's the 6th best team right now.
Okay. All right. My number 6 is Team Joe Boo. He's basically one loss away, one bad week away from getting out of the top 6. And I could definitely see Zips replacing him. That would probably be the next in line. But right now I've got Team Joe Boo at my number 6.
Another shocker.
Number 5 is 6644. Finally making your top 6.
Finally making my Power 6, and not just at 6, but number 5 again, because I feel like some of these teams are trending down, and they've been very fortunate with who they've been playing.
Yeah.
So I want to reward the teams that I think are playing better, but not getting the wins. So my first 2 teams are teams that wouldn't even make the playoffs right now.
Right.
Your number 5.
My number 5 is Alaska Glaciers. And I guess you do not have Alaska Glaciers in the top 6 anymore, huh?
I do not. I dropped them out.
Yeah, he's definitely fading down. That's
I also do not have Team Jobu in my top 6.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
Yeah, I mean, it just he needs a complete roster, and right now Alaska Glaciers does not have it. So that's why he's down to my number 5. Who is your number 4? Wait, what? So you're changing your mind?
Alaska Glacier.
Alaska Glaciers is your number 4?
Tricked you. Tricked you.
All right, so you still have Alaska Glaciers.
Yes,
in
but
there.
he's on the cusp of joining Team Jobu, and Cobra Kai is dropping out forever.
All right. Well, then who is your number 4?
What was my number 4?
All right, my number 4, 6644.
Keeping him in your.
Yep, he was in number 5 last week, number 4 this week. He's climber. He's a climber. He's getting up there. That's right. Who was your number 3? Bear Bashers. I could see it. It's all right.
Again, you don't like to hear this. You are still creeping up. He's at the number 2 spot in strength of schedule for easiestness.
Yeah, but my team is still performing at a very high level.
Some weeks, yes.
So.
Some weeks they are.
Well, I wouldn't say some at this point.
This guy.
All right, my number 3, Ben's Champion.
Now, is that a switch from last week, or is this the same?
This is the same.
Okay, so he was number 3 for you
He's
last week.
number 3, Ben's Champions. I mean, a big win over All Rise. Does that excite you?
No.
So that's why I kept him where he was.
Team's still not performing where it should, but I think roster-wise, offensively, Ben's Champions is the biggest offensive threat.
He is the biggest offensive threat. However, he's had a few weeks now where the offense has not performed.
And the scores reflect that.
Well, not really. He still won
and
13-4.
and he made his pitching. Yes, but when you're playing the bottom of the league, it's,
Yeah, I know.
and his pitching is still atrocious.
Yeah, I know. It's even worse now. He traded away Hendricks.
I'm saying this right now. Prediction. He is not a 1 or a 2 seed. He is a first round 1 and done.
I don't know. I hope he doesn't. I don't want to play him. I don't want.
You don't want to play
on.
anybody.
No, I'm just not him. All right, my number 2 is myself in 3D.
It's not 3D.
3D. Hey,
You're the hottest team in the league.
7 of 8 wins. 7 of 8 wins.
Why aren't you number 1?
Because I've been fortunate with who I played at times.
Yes, that's a victory for thee.
Yes, Team V is still the most complete team.
Oh, wait a minute. Is this 2017 all over again?
I don't know. Is it? Just because I said you're the most complete team?
That's all you said all last year for
Well.
21 straight videos.
Well, I feel like the difference between 1 and 2 is pitching right now. You have a better pitching staff than
I
myself.
will tell you this, that my offense still hasn't peaked yet. I still have not found the right combo.
My offense hasn't peaked yet either, so
It's not going to.
if you say so.
You have made some adjustments. You've gone from being a 250 team to a 260 team, so that's an improvement. That is an improvement. Please keep throwing Matt Olson out there. And I can't wait for Chris Davis to come back because he'll definitely be in your lineup too. Throw him out there. He loves himself some Oakland A's.
Yeah, because they score a ton of runs, and they have all season. Think about it. They're 33 and 29.
Okay.
I mean, it's
Hold on. Okay. All right, I thought about it. They're 33 and 29. Anything else?
no. I'm just saying. You act like I'm throwing out there like the Kansas City Royals every day or something. I don't know. Like some awful team. It's not like I have a bunch of guys who aren't scoring runs. They score runs, man.
He's a run scorer.
Yeah. All right. Well, we
We
made
hope
it
that
through.
this video was better. It was longer.
It was definitely longer.
We tried to make improvements.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
But I'm sure we'll get a list of complaints to fix for next week.
yeah, yep.
Okay.
So hopefully both of you liked it, and so, we will see you next week.